3, 2, 1. Hey, folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. We're here August 3rd, 4th?
4th.
I can't remember.
4th.
Sunday, August 4th, 2019. I'm Sean Hack. This is episode 69, by the way.
69. You reminded me of that scene in that movie with Adam Sandler. Billy Madison, when he's in third grade. And he's like, okay, children, we're going to read out of our books now. Will everybody please turn to page 69? And then it's just quiet. And you hear that awkward joke. 69! Oh, yes, children. And this is Billy. Billy will be with us for the next 2 weeks. What did she say? Fortunately. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Good times and not enough appreciation for Adam Sandler. But I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G.
And together, our powers combined, we are here with Leo in the studio trying to make y'all laugh.
You know what we should do on one of these episodes?
What?
And fuck that chewing shit. We should
Voltron cosplay? No,
No.
I'm sorry. I just forget
Yeah.
I said that.
Definitely not that. For the children watching, I apologize.
Voltron wasn't one of the dirty ones. You're thinking of Sailor Moon.
No, just like eating wings. But I think we would need mic stands.
Dude, if we got like a deep fryer and did it like right here, and it would be hot as fuck. That would be a problem. But like,
Yeah, I just want to eat the wings while we're doing this shit for the pleasure of our viewers.
what the fuck are we supposed to do for the other hour and a half?
No, I mean, we can talk. You can talk and eat, can't you? We've done this before, Sean. Damn it.
Where can we order 100 wings?
I know a place.
Wingstop, bro. I think Wingstop.
Yeah, Wingstop. Actually, no, they do. If
Yeah.
you
Where
order
can we order some good 100 wings?
Buffalo Wild Wings?
again, he said good. I think.
Good? Yeah.
No, I like buffaloes. I ain't gonna talk shit about buffaloes.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm just throwing that out there for comedic effect. If wing's a wing for the most part. You gotta really fuck up a wing for it to just be god awful enough that it's unpalatable.
The ones that are kind of gross are the skin ones at HEB out the bag. Those are
Like the ones that you have to cook or that don't come pre-cooked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the uncooked ones.
I get you.
How so?
And you can like see because I've made them right.
Yeah.
And I mean I get it. Like I'm not a
You made them in the microwave?
No. I made them.
The toaster oven?
Wait. Are these the pre-seasoned ones?
No. That's what I'm saying.
The
Just
raw ones.
raw wings.
The raw wings.
I think because they have a thicker skin, man.
Yeah,
I think you have to
exactly.
grill them, dude. Actually grill them.
And not only that, but 80% of the fucking wing is like fat,
Yeah.
and like 20% is like the actual meat.
That's what I'm telling you. It's more like, I think that one's more like an open flame cooking, you know?
Yeah,
Get all that
But-
fat like in the...
but yeah. But
Personally,
yeah, I was serious about that. I would like to try eating at least 10 wings on camera for no reason.
Yeah.
Why not?
I know I've said this before, but the best wings I ever had were at a sleazy strip club,
Hell.
and a sailor talked me into it.
Stilettos?
No, shout out to Fantasy out towards the Mission on University.
I know fantasy, bro.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What you know about fantasies, Freddy?
I know quite a bit. I have a few of them.
What's that song from Dusk Till Dawn? The Dark Night. Yeah.
My favorite. Well, I mean, I haven't been to a strip joint in years, right? But
Disclaimer.
but my favorite strip joint to go to, and I don't know why everybody shits on it, but was Tex-Mex, bro. Tex-Mex, well, yeah, bro. I and the one that I
Was that full
I
nude or was it like
dislike- no.
just titty?
It's just titty.
You know,
the only full
I will
nude.
give Tex-Mex this. They I think are still one of the only clubs that has a pool table.
Oh, for real?
I used to go to where Jaguars is and
that pool
back when it was
table.
Longhorns, man.
Just
because they had the pool tables, man.
Oh,
just a disclaimer: that fucking pool table is like 25 years old.
Why is that a disclaimer? You just trying to say, don't put any skin on skin contact with the felt?
There
Okay.
you go. See,
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Wait, can you play pool?
Yeah,
Yes.
why the
Yeah.
fuck can't you play pool?
Why would you have?
You
pool?
could actually play pool.
I don't know. Dude, I don't know if they dance on it or.
You can actually play pool with the strippers. The only thing that sucks about that is that if you're not cool enough with the stripper, like she'll charge you just to play pool.
Wait, for real.
Like you don't even have to get a dance. But if you're playing pool with, I know because my dumbass cousin, she did that too. He's like, well, it's still gonna cost you to dance. He was like, bitch, I was just playing pool with you. He was like, yeah, but she
I
was
spent
basically
time with you.
Yeah, she was like, basically, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I saw her point. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, he got stiffed out of $20, but that shit was entertaining for me. I was like, dude, you didn't even touch her. You gave her $20. Ain't that a bitch? Does that remind you of your ex-wife?
Oh,
Yeah, man. So anyway, eating wings on an episode,
Right on.
I think would be.
Hey, dude, we should reach out to some strippers out there, bro. Eating wings while interviewing a stripper, bro. Yeah, I think that would be like.
Does she have to be naked?
I don't know.
Why does it always go there with you? Never mind.
Because
I know
she's
why.
a stripper.
Or even anyone that works in the strip club, in the stripping game, you know?
See, now that would be the problem with a stripping plus wing thing is like as they go, the finger's going to get greasier, plus they're taking off more clothes. Like, you know what I mean? There's going to be some grease stains on everything, you know, unless we're talking like a dry wing, which would just be unpalatable.
Yeah,
never mind.
I agree with
no
that.
wing, no wings for the stripper.
Yeah, I don't. And then
doesn't
That or
mean you
copious
guys-
amounts of baby wipes
No.
true.
for various reasons.
It would feel like a strip club, bro. She's got all her baby wipes.
Especially if we just bring in neon lights for no reason.
Now, again, this is going to require us to move into the studio because I don't.
And I don't think you can do that at a studio.
If motherfucker, if we're paying for the studio, we
Yeah,
do whatever the
there's
fuck
some-
we
Hey,
want.
No.
we'll just
See, folks, now
Put
this
up
is
the
one
blinds.
reason why, if you're enjoying the show, you got to support us because we got to go, get that studio.
This is content we could bring you guys.
You don't understand. The brains are bouncing in odd directions, and y'all got to like back us on some of these plays.
Definitely.
So just
So
wings.
So wings, man, wings. I think, or maybe I don't know if I'm just saying that because I'm like starving right now. I should have never had those fucking crackers.
What's your favorite Hot Ones episode?
My favorite Hot Wings episode is Kevin Hart's by far.
Kevin Hart's.
Kevin Hart's fucking how that shit was fucking hilarious. And let me tell you what made that episode hilarious. What made that episode hilarious was the fact that he wasn't trying to be funny. Like, this is him literally almost shitting his pants. Yeah, bro. And it was, he started sweating, he started crying, and he couldn't even formulate the words to yeah, man. Yeah,
I think you just feel high at that point.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah,
exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He's like, is there something in these wings? Because I feel high right now. I feel really fucking high, and I don't think I should be.
shout out to CBD hot sauce.
CBD hot sauce,
If that
bro.
doesn't exist,
But-
one of y'all make it happen.
But that's what I was about to say. By the way, there's hot sauce
Yeah,
that has THC in it,
no joke.
and they use it to cook. And I don't know why, but that just made my my mouth water. By the way, those are some badass fucking glasses he got on. But the cheapest pair is about $1,300.
Yeah, that was a good episode, man. Leo,
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen. I haven't seen all of the last season.
No,
but
no. I'm saying, did you watch this one?
Yes,
The whole thing?
yeah. I mean, I don't think I've gone back and rewatched it, but I did watch it.
Look at those. Oh, that's a good point, Sean. This is one of the few episodes that I watched at least 4 times. It's just funny, bro. It's and again, the reason I feel that it's so funny is because you can literally see that he's not trying to be funny. Like, that's genuinely
yeah.
the way he feels when he's talking.
You could tell he's kind of nervous, dude.
Yeah, and he said that. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because I don't do very well with Spike. You know the episodes that did piss me off about this, about Hot Ones? The few guests, bro, that did fucking bitch out.
Like DJ Khaled.
Like DJ Khaled's bitch ass.
He's the top of the list, but that was just when you bail out that quick in the game.
I still have respect for, was it Regina King? I think it was Regina King. She tapped out, but she had her security detail finish the wings.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was
I
security.
missed that one, man. I missed that one.
Yeah.
Leo?
I think.
What do you got?
I think Gordon Ramsay was
Yeah,
one of my
Top of the
favorites.
list for you?
Yeah, I think for sure.
Because throughout the whole fucking
Yeah.
show, dude, he was talking shit.
dude, dogging mad shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Mad.
And
shit.
then I love the way he ended it by fucking cooking a proper scrambled egg. And by the way, that scrambled egg looked fucking delicious.
I know, dude.
Right. I was actually watching...
that Gabriel Iglesias one was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them all, man. At this point, even the people I don't know.
That one, bro. The one. Have you seen the one with Bobby Lee?
With Bobby Lee, yeah, dude.
Yeah, you seen it? He shits on himself.
I know, dude.
He
even
literally
had Alton
shits on
Brown,
himself.
bro, dude. Alton Brown, that cooking guy.
right.
Fucking mad. Oh, dude.
Michael Cera was a good episode, man.
I like the Michael Cera one. He actually did pretty good, dude. I thought he was gonna like bitch out.
He was in there the whole way.
I think he said he was a fan of spicy food as well too, right?
I believe so. Brought up something at one point, a specific dish. So you would go with
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
My other favorite one was Jay Farrell's, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why Jay Farrell's was one of my favorites. Cause he ate all the wings and not bitch about one wing once, bro. He took those wings like a fucking champ, dude. He didn't cry. He didn't sniffle. Well, I think he might have sniffled like once or twice. But like he like you could tell that it didn't even faze him at all. At all, dude. And it was a good episode too. Like as far as content.
Right on, man. Right on.
But yeah, man. And then they played a staring contest. And I think, and this is well in when they were like deep into the hot shit. They did a staring contest, and I think Jay won the first one.
I think you should do it like, I don't know, man. You should change the formula, dude. If you're gonna do a show like this, don't like.
How do you break the formula, man?
Maybe introduce.
No,
something
hold
else
on.
that they could competitively do, like drinking.
When I said I would like to eat wings on an episode, that's exactly what I meant. I just
eat
want
the wings?
I just want to talk and eat. I don't want to make it a thing. I just one episode.
Yeah.
I just want to eat wings. That's it. Like I don't want to review the wings. I want to talk about some shit like we normally do.
Yeah.
But I just want to eat wings.
Well, that's more like.
And then I think the hardest part is gonna be not chewing into the microphone.
I think we should get you a mic stand. If we.
That's exactly what I just said. Like we would need a mic stand to pull this off.
I'm gonna throw this out there, and if we were making some cheap grab for attention in some way, it would be foolish to say this on microphone, but we're not. This is I'm with Freddy. This is just a genuine change up to the formula. What if we got wings from a bunch of different places?
Yeah,
and then just got a bunch
that would
of
be
them?
perfect.
Like we could go through them in batches, not necessarily a review, but just like I like.
Can you eat wings?
Fuck yeah! Well, as long as they're not breaded, I'm good as fuck.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
So what wings are not breaded? Other than Chick-fil-A?
There's wings. There's wings at what's it called? Wingstop that aren't breaded, bro. There's wings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wingstop has non-breaded wings.
Yeah, dude, we've gone over this already.
Dude, either
bro.
that or we just buy like a big bag of like fucking wings and drumsticks, and
we just cook them out, dude. We just cook them out, dude. Cook them on a grill and then like marinate them and do all that stuff ourselves.
Okay, now I'm salivating.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I just honestly, I really want wings. Right
just the fact of cooking chicken wings on an open flame, dude.
How much time we got left?
Yeah, we just started,
motherfucker.
Bro. We just 16 minutes into this bitch, dude.
What I was gonna there's a reason as to why I'm asking this shit.
Why?
He's gonna Grubhub some fucking wings right over here, man.
Should I do that?
You think you're gonna make this happen in this episode, dude?
I can make it happen, bro.
You said you need a
Freddy,
mic.
stop trying to make it happen.
Hey, you know what, dude? If you could do this and hold the mic, I think you're good.
I probably could, bro. Look, I got a fucking set right.
Yeah,
Look,
dude.
bro. Look at this right here.
Dude,
It's off camera.
Freddy.
No, you're gonna see it.
Is this your long term bid? Your long game fucking bid to fucking finally get us some boom arms? Like you're just like trying to force it upon. Like, dude, we gotta have boom arms. How am I supposed to eat these wings?
I want to put this like straight out there. I'm doing it for the wings. I'm doing it for the fucking wings. I did
it all for the chicken.
Well, you got an hour and 45 minutes, bro. Make it happen, dude. If you can. I
can make it happen. How many do you want?
No, I don't want any, bro. I just ate those 2 hot dogs, dude. I'm good.
You want any, Sean?
Fuck it, man. If you can find some decent barbecued or like fucking, just grilled wings.
You want me to pull up Grubhub or what?
No, I don't.
Look, like this is going to take up way too much of a conversation. Like, I'll go ahead and throw this out there. My favorite episode of Hot Ones, or at least the one that like I would show somebody right off the bat, would be Rachel Ray's, because she just went in there and fucking like,
oh, dude,
she just spooned hot sauce into her fucking face.
What? Yeah. How have I not? This one was a good episode too. The Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, the Bert Kreischer one was good. I like that he did it shirtless, dude.
Well, he does everything shirtless.
No, he does that.
Did y'all know that he does everything shirtless except for sex?
Are you for real?
Yeah, there's he said that on an interview, I think, on a late night show.
Missed that one.
Yeah, he wears his shirt on during sex, which I thought was kind of cool, personally.
Yeah, Kreischer's entertaining dude, man. Like, I've seen him on quite a bit of things.
He's the machine, bro.
Yeah, that initial story was what I was like, wait a minute, okay. Yeah, and then the whole Van Wilder thing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Rachel Ray episode, man, like she just like straight up spoons hot sauce through the whole thing.
I don't know how the fuck I missed that. Seriously.
I think she's got her own hot sauce too, right?
Yeah, she has her own almost everything.
And if I recall
she has her own cookware line. She has her own fucking... She even has a line... Oh,
shit. Did you see that? She actually downed hot sauce on her at one of those episodes. How does she even have a stomach anymore, dude?
What does that mean?
I don't know, man. She's burnt the shit out of her stomach, I feel.
When this is going to sound weird, but when I was younger, I was about maybe 17. I had a mad crush on Rachel. And she was the only reason that I discovered the Food Network.
Me too, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I didn't know. I honestly did not know the Food Network was a thing until I did, and I discovered her through.
Oh shit! There's another channel on cable I can spank it
to. I discovered her through fucking through a magazine. One of those like rinky dinky, and then I saw her like on the cover of a like on a picture.
Dude, you think she should pose for Playboy?
Huh?
You think she should pose for Playboy, dude?
What?
Would you buy the magazine Rachel Ray on Playboy, like featured on Playboy?
Oh fuck yeah, I would. But she needs to look like that though.
Like what?
Like what she looks like now.
I'm pretty sure she'll look like that, dude.
Yeah, because I don't think I would do it any other way.
Look, I'm not saying I would go out and purchase an issue of Playboy if Miss Ray was in it, but if she released a tasteful erotic set of photographs, I would probably find them online.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do full nude now.
No,
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think they ever did.
No, they did full nude.
Did Spread Eagle and
not
everything?
Spread Eagle, but like it was tasteful stuff. It's always been tasteful stuff.
Some of their, yeah, we could talk about that at some point.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I've made attempts to get pornographers in here for interviews, just because like I'm fascinated with the conversation. I think we brought this up at one point.
You know pornographers?
A few, not just amateurs, but
pornographers in the sense of like what, like people that are producing porn or porn people in like actors and in the acting side.
Various.
Okay.
Some self-produced, DIY productions type of thing. My point being is, and these aren't like close friends. These are acquaintances that I've come across for various reasons. A few of them through the comedy. My point being, and much like pornographers, comics are kind of in this gray zone where it's like, where's the line between, say, mindless frivolity and the actual catharsis of humor. You know what I mean? The belly laugh as opposed to just the ha ha, everything's okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, the opioids of the masses are the genuine gut wrenching laughter. You know.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds horrible, man, but like seriously, the laughter is a self-defense mechanism, man. Don't get it twisted, man. Like the thing that makes you fucking just like howl in fucking laughter is probably painful on some level.
Yeah.
You know who used to shoot like pornography type, not exotic photos, and I think he still does upon special request. Mike Medina, the dude that does that was supposed to sponsor us.
Are you throwing his business out there, or is he still doing this?
I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but I know that at one point he did do it.
Okay, Mike was you can go back what 4 months or so.
Yeah,
and we had Mike on the podcast.
Oh, that's right, he was on here.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Medina. He repeated his name 20 times during the podcast.
Yeah, he that was great marketing, I guess.
Dude, if we could like retroactively go back and drop sound bites in that episode, it would just be what is it? Baldwin, always be selling. But yeah, so Gordon Ramsay, Rachel Ray, and
what was yours, Sean?
Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray. That's a good one too, dude.
Yeah, that was. But how did I miss?
Surprisingly, I really like. I'm not a big fan of Machine Gun Kelly's music, but
I liked the first record.
The first album, yeah, that one.
Lace Up was
that one.
crap.
Not that I say I like listened to that one, and I wasn't my thing. Like I couldn't vibe with him, you know. But I liked his episodes of Hot Ones too.
Is it because he's white?
No, it's not because he's white. I like the diss diss tracks between him and Eminem. I was a big fan of.
It was alright.
That was fun.
But he that was the wrong dude to pick on, man.
I don't know.
He might have hurt his career there.
Well, if
anything, it helped his career.
Yeah, it
in many ways, it was like the what's his name, the Conor McGregor, Mayweather thing. It was like you're punching outside of your weight class, but you're bringing your own fan base to this thing. So you know what I mean.
And they make a hell of a lot of money.
They do, bro.
Yes.
No, they made.
Oh yeah, they did. Night. They did, dude.
That one night,
he just had to get his ass kicked. And how much did he make, dude? He's set for life, dude, with that fight.
Yeah,
I don't know about set for life.
Fuck yeah, dude. If he lives modestly, he can make that shit last for the rest of his life. And much
like Conor McGregor, I don't know if Machine Gun Kelly gained any new fans out of that whole beef. But
I'm pretty sure he did, dude.
Maybe. Yeah. You may have a few converts, but my point being is he didn't hurt himself with his own fan base.
No. Like, if anything, I think more people outside of the spectrum of rap that just knew Eminem know of, like, Machine Gun Kelly now, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens with every...
Yeah.
It happens with every time that something like that happens, whether it be in movies or music or whatever. Like, what was that one Hollywood movie beef between, like, there was two actors that were
Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon? Are you talking about
that
beef?
It? No, they're not movie. No, there was two legitimate actors, and because of that beef, like their star blew up.
How long ago was this?
This was a couple years back, like maybe
a couple
5, 6.
No clue what you're talking about.
No, me neither, dude.
I forget who it was, and now they're still
Let me look this up, bro.
They're still well-known actors.
Well, not well-known enough because we can't remember who the fuck they are. Yeah, man. Look, man. I think acting.
You know what it was? What? I think one of them was that bitch with the Iron Man.
What?
Iron Man and
Robert Downey Jr. was beefing with somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Have we?
I don't know, man. Have we?
Have we ever had conversations on?
Did we try to bring up Hollywood beef before?
I don't know. I think we
I'm
did.
not sure.
I think we did, man.
did, dude.
Jesus, Freddy. I think you just fucking sparked him to fucking pull up the exact same video. God damn, I thought I was losing my mind there for a second,
man. You just fucking inceptioned us, Freddy.
What video? What are you talking about?
This is the same video that we had to pull up last time when we were looking up.
You were looking up
Hollywood beefs.
How come I don't remember this?
I don't know. You obviously don't remember this because you brought it up, and then we kind of like I think Sean caught on first, and he was like, "Hey, dude, this is like I've seen this video way too many times."
Well, no, see, this is the advantage of being like slightly stoned in a weird situation, because you just go, okay, I might be paranoid, but let me think about this. So you're not going to deja vu me, motherfucker. But yeah, man, fuck actors beefing. If somebody can't remember your name because you didn't act well enough, just let it go, son. Move back to Kansas. Like, you don't see me trying to move out to Hollywood to be a fucking comedian, man. Trying to be a comic here first.
Sean,
what?
To go
Yes,
back to the
angry.
wing, to go back to the wing conversation. You go with Buffalo Wild Wings.
Damn, Freddy's going serious on this. I guess as long as they're not breaded, man. That's the only deal, man.
Oh shit!
What?
No, everything is breaded at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Uh-uh.
You said Wingstop, right? What was not breaded?
Not breaded.
Doing that research, finding y'all some unbreaded wings in the McAllen area, or greater McAllen area. Inappropriate for most viewers. What the fuck are you pulling up here, man?
Controversial directors.
Okay.
I don't know. I just saw like a controversial like actors, and I was like, dude, I wonder like to see a list of these controversial like movie makers.
Like, how controversial are we talking, really?
Like
man?
with their views and at the time, not like in as far as like content, like goriness and stuff like that. Like this movie right here, not I think it was the.
Okay, you're talking more Human Centipede than Brown Bunny.
No, I'm talking more Brown Bunny than Human Centipede.
Okay, all right.
Not like
Was it a fake penis that Chloe Savini was blowing in the bathroom? Who knows?
Yeah. Controversial movies of all time. That fucking I don't know, man. Human Centipede.
I missed that one.
Fuck, dude. You're not missing out. You're not missing out on much. This one right here. I think it was Last
Tango in Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. One.
I sat through that one, and like, dude, Marlon Brando. I still got to give him credit as the length to which he took, or the lengths to which he took method acting were fascinating, but in a lot of ways self-indulgent to the point of venial grossness, man. It was too much, man. And I say that as somebody who supports hedonism. By the way, at some point, I had a great conversation with Bobby Garza at one point about hedonism and the idea of like the selective, like you got to choose what you let go to the extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like which vices do I want to indulge in, and how can I indulge in them without ruining my life and yet taking them to the furthest extents that I can?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've not seen. I've only seen like bits and pieces of Last Tango in Paris.
Right.
But I've heard like I read the Wikipedia synopsis.
Right.
And dude, that sounds like some sick stuff. But I would be curious to see that.
I didn't find a point to the film, but
No.
I would definitely say if you're interested in it, then go watch it.
Yeah.
I was listening to a great conversation this weekend, and the point came up of like if you're talking to somebody who specifically tells you like no don't watch that. Like, it's one thing to say like I didn't find anything of value in it, so like I wouldn't go watch it again.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give you like a ringing endorsement to go watch it. But if you are interested in any subject, go and check out the source material. You know what I mean? If you hear somebody's some horrible piece of shit, go fucking do your homework. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you a big fan of this one? Have you seen this one?
What's this now?
This other movie. Hold on.
Freddie, stop checking your emails.
I'm still looking for wings.
The Antichrist one with William Dafoe.
I haven't seen it. I'm familiar with the film. Like I was listening to something and they were kind of running through the whole thing. I want to say I've seen at least one of that director's films, but I couldn't name it off the top of my head, which is probably why I wasn't interested enough to go watch Antichrist. He made another one just recently, right? Like a few years ago.
William Dafoe or the director?
The director.
I think he did. I forgot which one it was. I'm not sure if it was. Was he the same guy that did Nymphomaniac?
I don't think, no, that wasn't him. Another European director, but not the same guy. Could be wrong. Man, yeah, you got Google at the tip of your fingers there, man. Bring it up, Leo. Information. We need it. We got to be fact checked on this fucking thing. We got to throw out that PSA again. Folks, if you hear some piece of information on this podcast, be in mind that we are nothing but amateurs. Enthusiastic amateurs, but none of us are accredited.
It was Lars von Trier. He did
Oh, it was Trier.
Yeah.
Really?
Nymphomaniac. Yeah, dude. I knew it was him, dude.
No, okay. Von Trier did Nymphomaniac, but he also did Antichrist?
Antichrist.
All right. I thought it was a completely different dude then. I was getting my directors mixed up.
Or maybe he just wrote it. Let me see.
Yeah. Check them credits.
No, Lars von Trier also.
Okay.
That movie is fucking... It's fucking weird, dude. Like, it's...
Which one?
Antichrist.
Oh.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Dude, it's... I'm gonna spoil it for you, Freddy, because, I mean, I don't think
I'm probably not going to watch it.
Exactly, dude. I'm gonna save you the time, because you're gonna be like, fuck, why did I waste my time? So... It's basically...
Ringing endorsement.
Yeah, dude. Basically, this couple, like, lose a kid. And, like, kind of ruins, like... It starts to ruin their marriage. And as a way to, like, reconcile and, like, grow together, they want to go out into, like, a retreat. You know? Like, go off in, like, the countryside. And just spend a couple, like, days out in nature with each other. And it goes terribly wrong because, like, the wife becomes, like, some sort of possessed fucking psychotic bitch, dude. And she starts, like, torturing the fucking guy. Like, she basically becomes, like, the Antichrist in some way. And she, like, at one point, like, screws in a fucking big-ass, like, bolt in his leg to kind of, like, keep him, like, not walking.
What?
To, like, impale him, dude. She, like, tortures him and shit like that. And, like... It's, like, a fucked up movie towards the end. But there's, like... You could see it superficially and see, like, there's no point to the movie.
It's one of those pointless movies, literally.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there's like subliminal stuff, and there's like a lot of like things that they're like you have to pay attention to, and like almost like if you were like reading a book, you know. But I think a lot of his movies are like that. Nymphomaniac was like that.
I've been noticing a lot more of, and maybe it's just because the volume of films and the kind of stuff I'm attracted to as a viewer, but I just caught a movie the other day. I think it's a Netflix original. I Am Mother. It's a sci-fi
dude.
thing. You know,
that's a really good movie.
I enjoyed most of the film, but the ending was unsatisfying because it's kind of like there's a channel on YouTube that's been doing short sci-fi films for years called Dust, and a lot of them end just when it's because they're basically a preview for a production house type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, here's some writers, here's some visual effects artists, here's some actors. Like, you know, if any of this seems interesting, call us and give us a paycheck type of thing. And that's fine. I can enjoy it on that level. But when you get something that's a full-blown production and they just leave that thread at the end, like, I'm all for the whole idea of leave the thing slightly unfinished so that it's, you know, the mind can flow through it. Some philosophical shit, Zen fucking Celtic knot type nonsense. There is no end, there is no beginning. It all just flows on and on. But when you're doing a story and you're dropping these little things in there and you don't give enough meat, it's just like, wait, why did you do that?
Yeah, it almost becomes way too much of like an inside joke, you know? Between the director and just like the people that made the movie. It's not like... It doesn't give like an audience in. You have to like really search for like that end, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people like it's the same thing with certain books, dude. Like if you've ever read like a really like just dense book, dude, like Ulysses, and I've tried to read that book, and it's like so much of it just goes.
I've listened to about the first chapter of somebody reading it, but I've never attempted that one. Joyce has always been kind of one of those. I'll listen to people talk about Joyce, but I'm not interested in trying to jump into that one. I was gonna say. I think we've brought up before A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if we talked about the whole idea that Kubrick left off. Well, first of all, when it was published in the U.S., the novel,
it was missing a chapter.
They left off the last chapter, which is the redemption chapter. Like the novel, the original U.S. publication ended the same way that the Kubrick movie did. Just Alex going right back to his hedonistic revelry. You've seen the film, right?
Clockwork Orange.
No, I don't think so.
You don't have.
Okay, dude, pull up that last scene.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so.
Deep. All right, you want to ruin the film, or so I can reference here? Or okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, just bring up that last scene.
I mean, if it's good, I'm still gonna watch it. So.
Right, but just so you get an idea of this, my point being is that Kubrick may have done it deliberately, and he does that a lot in his films, but he also gives you enough that the mind can. It's like the first Matrix film. It had enough meat on it, and they left it vague enough so that it wasn't like with Mother, they were giving you specific details that then you go, okay, there's going to be a payoff to this. They're not just leaving some reference that you can casually go like, oh, I saw that type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were basically leaving whole chunks of story arcs unfinished. And Kubrick was a little slyer about that. My point being is the novel would have been very unsatisfying to me had I not had that last chapter redemption arc. And it seems almost that some writers don't understand that you can bring it up to that inconclusive point of, we don't know what happens beyond this, but you have to have told the story completely before you get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the characters can move on and live happily ever after, but to quote, Hunter Thompson, finish the fucking story.
Dude, it's the book is kind of like one of those books that like there's a lot of not gross, but like a lot of like cringy stuff going on.
Yeah. But
it's like the way it's written, it just makes it seem like fuck, dude. I can't put this down. This is like kind of like a fun read, just like with all this weird and because there's really a point where he's having sex with like little schoolgirls, dude. But in the movie, they play it off as like they're the same age.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just.
Well, he's also a lot younger in the.
Yeah, I think he was like 16, right, or 15.
15 or 16, yeah.
Yeah, and he was having sex with like 12-year-old.
That was that whole conversation with his parole officer was you're coming up to the point where the next fuck up is going to land you in jail, prison.
But technically, that's still legal, right?
Not really, dude.
Depends on the state. We were looking that up the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's in my eyes, dude. I mean, this is just me though. I mean, I think that's bad. I think it's bad. Yeah.
Well, it's much like kids in the way that it's like.
What if
you have no cultural fucking structure around them for these children to have?
Let me ask you an honest question, man.
Yeah.
What if I was 40 and I was dating an 18-year-old?
I mean, it's legal, but I still would think that's bad.
Why?
Because there's like a level of maturity that these 18-year-olds when like people don't really fully like mature and develop, I think, until like they hit their 30s, man.
In that case, okay, never mind.
Like I think at 30, I think at 30 you really start knowing who you're gonna be, bro. Or who you are. I don't think there's a good sense of that when you're 18.
I think about it very realistically, and I think about it down to like the bare bone of it.
Yeah. And
it's because of mentalities of society like that. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong in any way. I'm just saying the mentality. Like, and there's no you're wrong, I'm right type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly just feel and think whether you're a man or a woman, as long as you're 18, you're fair game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, and then the other thing that plays into it is and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce the word correctly, the consensuality of it. Like, as long as we both are consensual to what is going on, and I don't give a fuck what you tell me, not unless, and I mean this literally, not unless you're really mentally retarded, you do understand when you're about to step into a sexual act, if you want to take it down that route.
I mean, you do, dude, but like, I don't know. In my eyes, it's like, I mean, granted, dude, like, there's a lot of people that I've known that have been like 18 and like 30, like an 18-year-old dating a 30-year-old, and they made it last until the 30-year-old
But it's
died.
funny. It's funny how when I mention this, like what I'm about to mention, like nobody really seems to have a real problem with it.
Yeah.
When I was 18 years old, I dated a 31-year-old.
See, I think that's bad too, dude.
See, and 80% of the people that I've actually told this to, they didn't seem to, like, it didn't faze them much.
Yeah.
Well, look, as long as you're not pulling up to the high school,
Yeah, well, that's
parking
different.
lot to pick up, your date.
Hey, girl, what's your favorite color?
Especially if, as long as, like, yeah, dude, don't be going to prom with your fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. That's just fucking sleazy
Look,
and
there
gross.
is a big difference between meeting someone and being like, oh, you're 18, and being like, 18. That there's a difference there. There's
No, but whether there's a difference,
it's a case by case basis.
Whether there is a difference there or not, like, the person is still 18.
Oh, by all means, like I don't think anybody should, like, unless there is a specific thing that somebody's doing to some their sexual partner. I don't think it's anybody else's business once they're the age of consent. As the song goes, ain't nobody's goddamn business how my baby treats me. So by all means, I don't think there should be any, say, shunning because of that. But yeah, there are certain situations where it might be a little sleazy, and I wouldn't necessarily support.
Now let me flip it around. Like we were talking about last time, there is some states where 16, like, to have consensual sex with a 16-year-old is legal. But when it comes to that, even though in that state or whatever it may be legal to be sexually active with a 16-year-old, for whatever reason, call it psychology, call it the way my brain is wired, whatever, that still fucks with me. Like, I would not in any way, shape, or form touch a 16-year-old. Because it's just kind of like what you said earlier. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I think mentally, like, see, just thinking about it now, and I'm not doing anything, and there's no 16-year-old in the room, it makes me feel weird just thinking about it.
Yeah, dude, I feel you.
Okay, let's get ecumenical here and judge the shit out of all of humanity. Pull up consents across the world. Age of consent worldwide.
Hell no, I don't want to read this shit.
Fuck, yeah, dude. This is
Now let's find out how fucked up the rest of the species is. Because okay, your cutoff age is what? 18?
18.
18.
Nothing younger than that. Under any circumstance.
I'm gonna go with 21 until you're legally able to fuck yourself up in public and have that responsibility. I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same, dude. 21 is a good age for me.
And that's outside window, man.
There's an age of consent of 9 years old, dude.
Where?
Right here.
Bring up our winner, Bob.
Saudi Arabia, like in the Saudi Arabia area.
Well, specifically, what country are we looking at here?
I don't know what country that is. I'm not too, like, hold on.
Because, like, I failed my world geology class. It's geography, you motherfucker.
Hey,
I got you, man.
If it's
Never explain the smart ones, Freddy. Never
Yemen.
explain it.
It's in Yemen.
Yemen.
Yeah.
Yemen. I can see that.
See, Saudi Arabia is right there. I knew it was somewhere in Saudi Arabia.
Damn it, Yemen. You are making it a lot harder to feel sympathetic to your fucking ass.
12. You got a lot of like these dark greens right here.
What's the dark green?
Right here in Mexico.
What do these
The dark
colors
green.
mean?
The dark green is 12 years old.
12.
And you got a country over here. I think it might be Nigeria. No, Nigeria.
Wait. Mexico goes by states?
Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
These
we go
states.
by states as well.
Who the fuck is 20?
Age of consent of 20. Right
Yeah.
over here, bro.
Where's that at?
This part of Africa. Let me see.
In Africa,
way up
out
on-
of all fucking places?
Man, pull up a damn list of countries, like a spreadsheet, man. Like heat maps are fine, but like these are hard to explain because we can't see the graphic.
It's in Tanzania.
Tanzania?
Yeah. In
Okay.
between Algeria and Libya. Right off the Mediterranean Sea.
So, like we only need adults participating
Yeah.
here.
this-
Thank you very much.
You know what scares
18-year-old.
you know what scares me the most out of all those little about that chart?
What?
Those last two at the bottom. No data
No data
and no law.
no law.
That-
That's Saudi Arabia right there, bro.
Must be
And
married.
Oman right here.
Now, granted, Saudi Arabia is must be married.
Yeah.
But then, like, let's also remember that Saudi Arabia can basically do whatever the fuck they want.
No, they're actually
as far as the fucking like the princes and the czars and them fucking people.
there's a
'Cause
president.
the people of Saudi Arabia can't really do jack shit. Well, I mean, as long as it's not against the government.
Yeah, they have progressive cities, dude. In Saudi Arabia, it's not as bad as it was in
Like
the 90s.
like Dubai.
No, Dubai is in Oman. That's not
It's
Saudi
not a
Arabia.
progressive city.
It is a progressive city.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it is for that area. For that area, you know, it's pretty progressive.
What's the Medina? Is that where they have the large Mecca? No, Mecca. That's it, Mecca.
Mecca.
If you ever see some of the videos from there, the fountains and the umbrellas that come out when like the sun comes out and like they shade the entire courtyard. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, you want to talk about some futuristic, like, if you ever read the novel Dune, it's
Yeah.
like they just read that and were like, yeah, we're going to do that shit. Like, weird sci-fi, like, it's a goddamn trip, man. I it's one of those things where it's like, I'd love to go, but like, first of all, I don't think my ass can get in the country. Show of hands, who's got a passport?
I don't know, man. I like how a lot of these countries, or a lot of these states, these countries, it's just like, where it's noticeable in what areas you could see like a low consent age.
Right.
This is weird.
What about Russia?
Russia's at same
15?
thing. Yeah, same thing as us. If anything, we have.
Oh shit, we have places where it's 15?
Yeah. No, we don't have places where it's 15. Russia's 16.
I think 18 is the highest here, and 15 or what?
No,
16,
20 is the highest.
16 is the lowest in the United States. There's no yellow. It's 16.
Really? Am I looking at that map wrong? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you're right. There is no yellow.
There is no
I'm
yellow.
seeing it now.
What color is that?
Orange and
Oh.
light orange. And then the highest age we got is 18.
Yeah.
Texas is a orange state, so it's 17.
Yeah.
But Russia is 16 all across the board. There's some of these like Czech and like Slavic countries in here that are like
Mexico and South America has what color? Green.
they're the
13?
most like that's like there's no nines, but it's 12, 13. The highest at any point is 17 and 18. But in the area right there, dude,
Fucking Argentina rocking
you-
13.
you could fuck a 13-year-old dude as long as it's consensual.
Jesus, there's a lot of 12s in Mexico.
Yeah, dude. A lot of 12-year-olds in Mexico, dude.
But can I ooh, I want to say something that's going to fuck y'all
Please don't
up.
say ooh in this conversation.
Yeah. This is going to totally fuck y'all up. But is it safe to say
Yeah.
that if you really look at, and I mean, Sean, I mean, not unless you've done a lot of reading on this, maybe you might not understand where I'm trying to get at.
I have a feeling we're not reading the same book, sir. Go ahead.
The thing is, like, for example, there in Mexico, there's a bunch of greens, 12 and 13s and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And this is just like speaking about sexual activity, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But also in Mexico, there is a lot of 12 and 13-year-old people, and I'm talking about little boys and little girls, that as far as their, like, in intellect, and maybe not intellectually, that's not the right word, but like as far as them, like, actually working, making a living, cooking, cleaning, and shit like that, there's a lot of those kids that are way more advanced than fucking people here in the U.S. Here you got 30 and 40-year-olds and bitches don't know how to cook. See where I'm getting at? So if you don't see the clear picture that I'm painting,
Yeah.
let's say, for example, that you're in Mexico
Yeah.
and you get like a 13-year-old pregnant, and say that for the sake of the example, you're 18 or 19 years old, and somehow, because there's also a bunch of cartels over there, the family makes you marry that person because they run a cartel and you're scared to get shot or killed. Like, at least you know that person, man or woman, or talking more about the woman or whatever, they can actually take care of themselves and take care of you better than somebody else in other countries would. Do y'all see my point?
Okay, fair enough, man. But you're making kind of an outside argument in the sense that if we were genuinely concerned about, like, say, what is best practice when it comes to, say, the development of the human mind, what are we able to deal with?
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is going along with that. What I'm saying is you put it perfectly. I feel that in Mexico, but I mean like in real Mexico, like out in the ranches and in the mountains and shit.
Barefoot, get your water from a well?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There is women that are way better mentally developed as far as like taking care of themselves and their family than there is anywhere else. Now, intellectually, as far as like school and fucking counting and fucking like that type of shit, maybe not. Because
I think they're more, dude.
No. Again,
yeah, intellectually, I think
people in the mountains.
Yeah, that's where my mom's family's from, dude.
Yeah, but your mom lived. But your mom, like, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Like,
What was the scholastic tradition?
Usually, kids drop out by like middle school.
but they're a lot smarter than the kids in middle school here.
I think so, dude.
That's my point.
I think so, man.
See where
Okay.
I'm going with it.
Now, are they dropping out of necessity? I'm
Necessity.
assuming?
Yeah,
Yes.
necessity to
Most of
provide.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot of what Freddy is saying is true. Like, they're a lot more mature in the
Yeah.
sense because they have to have jobs by the time
I'm
that they
not
hit 12.
arguing against that. What I'm saying is, if we're going to go with the whole, the liberal tradition of like we must, advance opportunity to all
Yeah.
that we can, then
My
they should at least, like, don't get me wrong. If you want to set up some community where the tradition is, the kids go into the family business, whatever that be, fucking farming, manufacturing, whatever the hell it is, and then they take on those responsibilities at a much younger age, which we kind of have that here in the States. Like, you're allowed to work in a family business, I believe, at 14 in most places.
Yeah.
And then go on from there.
But that's my point, though. That's exactly my point. My point is that even the people here, like the 14 and 15-year-olds working here, they are not.
It's a different level though too, because over there, like the level of poverty is a lot lower.
Okay, let's argue this back and forth then. Okay, there you're having the say necessity situation where it's like you have to at 14 take on the responsibility of providing some sustenance. But say here we don't have
you have a choice.
No, but what I'm saying is we don't have. Okay, you can work at a family business at 14. But what qualifies it as a family business? You know what I'm saying? Like, what jobs are available to a 14-year-old realistically? Like, how many people own businesses that they can employ their families in? You dig what I'm saying? So it's a lack of opportunity here, not just the whole, like... And
I get what you're saying, but that's not at least
I'm just saying you can argue this thing both ways.
That's not a point. That's not a point as far as like here.
Well, my original point was this is aside from the idea that like I get where you're going with this, in that there are definitely
all I'm saying is that to me, my main general point of me making that whole argument is that I find that better as like to civilization more so than the shit that you see here.
I think it's worse.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel that here in this country we've dumb fucked our kids. The way we've dumb fucked them is by basically giving them everything. And I'm not talking about the parents. I mean, the parents have some fault in it. But I'm talking about like the government. I've used this example many times. I have a cousin that is 30 years old, has never held a real job, and he has everything. Literally, as far as like the help from the government, the food stamps and shit like that. And that's what I'm against. Like the government giving people the help when they don't fucking really need it, and they're just fucking taking advantage of. So when you breed a breed of people that are like that, that's how I believe that you create failure. Compare and contrast to what I was saying earlier in these countries like Mexico and them, to where these people have the value and work for like the shit. I mean, whether you were pushed into the situation or not, like it helps you, like Leo was saying, it helps you mature quicker, but it also makes you into a woman and makes you into like
that's fair enough. But what I'm
no one's
pointing out
debating
here,
the work ethic. Like the work ethic is great, but go on, Sean. I'm sorry.
Well, there's a lot of arguments that have come up in recent years that humans are better capable to deal with life, like mentally and physically, in a subsistence kind of like a traditional way of living. The whole like back to the land, not necessarily agrarian, but in some sense a subsistence type of existence. What my argument would be basically, and this is what I'm saying, like side conversations, like you're not taking in, like you're comparing, like say welfare to like fucking, the necessity of an impoverished, individual living in the mountains in Mexico, that has to go to work at 14. It's not exactly the same situation. So big scale, how do we in all of these situations utilize the potential of those people as say citizens of the world? So maybe they've got a great mental fortitude, great work ethic, but all of that work ethic is going towards trying to keep themselves alive, which is admirable. But how do we as a greater civilization benefit from them being better people? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's what I said like twice earlier.
You didn't say how.
How? I said referring to the people in Mexico. You let them,
because they're only doing that because they have to feed themselves.
Exactly. So here, when you get everything as a handout, in a sense, like
no, this is what I'm saying. You're jumping back and forth between two different scenarios. I'm saying you're a legislator down in Mexico, and like you want to give these people the opportunity to participate in the greater national society of Mexico and give their input and the benefit of their participation. How do you do that? What would you need to do? What would you want these people to contribute to the greater society? Do you want them to contribute to the greater society? You just want to ease up the burden a little bit? How do you ease up the burden without getting to the welfare situation?
Better opportunity. As far as
that's a nice buzzword, my friend.
As far as like not only the schooling, but as far as job, you need job creation. You need opportunity creation for those people. The reason that these people don't have that like they do in the U.S. is because, honestly, if you want to be point blank,
we don't necessarily have that in the U.S. We just have a different, say, societal structure when it comes to wealth.
You do have it as far as like here in the U.S.
The government's not really involved in Mexico either, as far as like government housing.
Yeah, exactly.
They offer assisted medical, but as far as government housing programs,
they don't. And what the point that I was trying to make was
food and stuff like that.
That the Mexican government, like, really, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like they've robbed their people. Period. Like they've robbed them. You know, so they've taken everything for themselves. So going back to what I was saying earlier, when your back is against the wall like that.
Okay, and let's be very clear. When you say taking it all for themselves, that is the means of production that are already in place. Mexico is a very resource rich country.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could go say small,
but it doesn't help when.
But there's a lot of people like in these areas right here. Like if you go way in here in the mountains and the jungles of Mexico, there is a lot of people that live well off compared to like the norm. What is normal there, you know?
Exactly.
It's just
but you know why? Because they're not basically those people.
Yeah.
Like the people that live in the mountains and shit like that. Like they're very self-sufficient. So they don't have to really rely like on anybody else. Like if you're in Mexico and you literally 99% of you lives off the land, you're gonna be good.
Not only that, dude. Like if you go to anybody's household in those areas, there's at least like two children in that household that have gone off to America that are sending money.
Yeah.
You know, so it's...
And you know why? Because we go back to what I was saying earlier. And I know that y'all are not arguing that point, but I'm just trying to make
you just want to shed light on it.
Yeah. So because of the work ethic, what that was instilled into these kids, that's how you breed a generation of like hardworking people. And then when these kids figure out a way. People don't understand. For the people in the mountains and shit like that, and what Leo was saying, how difficult it is literally to get out of those mountains, make it across the border, and make it to America. That is a mission within itself. But those people that did it and made it this far, that's why they were able to make a life for themselves, and they're sending money back to their people, or so on and so forth. Going back to my previous point. The people that have that work ethic, that's what I feel that people need to breed a better generation. But going to your point of what you were asking me earlier, you can't do that when literally the government that you live under is constantly fucking you over and over and over.
No, but I'm
again.
saying there's like enough because they're doing it as well. There's certain jobs that people do out there that they don't have to pay back the government for their income. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's completely their money. Mm-hmm. And as far as like they even open up businesses and stuff like that. Yeah. And as far as Mexico, like if you open up a business, like the Mexican government owns your business, not you. Like you keep some of the profits, but the government
keep most of it.
The government gets a cut, and in order for like just for taxes, I guess that's their version of taxes.
And then what sucks in Mexico is that not only,
but there's a lot of people that like get away. Like the government's not involved as much to the extent to like, hey, if you're opening up a business in a big metropolitan area in Mexico, that might happen to you. But out in the mountains, dude, you could open up a little puestecito.
Well, hold on. Let's go detail on this. Yeah. Pull it up. Business regulations for business ownership in Mexico. As a matter of fact, get specific with it. Let's go. What's the state that Mexico City's in?
I think it's either Hidalgo. I think it's Hidalgo. I think it's kind of like Washington D.C.
Well, okay,
it's
Mexico City is its own thing.
Distrito Federal.
But that state around it is deep in the mountains, man. Like there's a lot of those little, or at least there were for a long time, a lot of those little communities around there. Or you can go to the mountains outside of Monterrey. Is that still Tamaulipas?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go into Sinaloa.
True. But since we were talking about those little mountain communities, man, that's
why the Sierra Mountains in Sinaloa.
Here,
They're called the Sierra Madre Mountains in Sinaloa.
Yeah, well, the Sierra Madre is basically that whole strip that runs down from the Rockies, man.
Yeah. Yep. And that's where El Chapo was hiding.
Right, but that's the same mountain range that runs through the area of central Mexico where Mexico City is. Unless my geography is off. Regulatory policy, Mexico. Okay, well, okay, let's put it this way. The U.S. structure seems to be better at moving, let's say, base subsistence money down to, like we're not falling apart, say, in the same way that, if this society collapsed, yes, the subsistence living would be a lot harder. I think there would be a lot fewer people that would be able to, say, fall back onto the land. We've metropolitanized the whole joint up and down, which almost requires us to, in some way, have the welfare state in place. Like we have to have the whole safety net structure because we haven't paid attention to, say, base education in the sense that
Yeah. And another thing that I've noticed because I've gotten deep in thought within myself about this.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to, like, for example, and I'm not going to go into detail about that. I just want to make a major point. Like going back to like the U.S. deficit and all these countries that owe not just the U.S. but all these other countries that owe all this money to other countries. Mm-hmm. I just gotten real deep in thought, and I've realized
it was a 16% like tax across the board, but depending on like what businesses you opened, they had like say so on what went on in your business. Like if you were like a gas station company or a company like a store that sold gas, you could only sell from these two gas suppliers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mexico has a semi-national.
The other thing that I wanted to mention was
with Obrador. I'm sorry, Obrador. The new Mexican president, he brought that 16 down to 8, with I guess more opportunity for like. Yeah. Vendor sourcing and like
I'll be honest, from the little things, from the little things that he's been trying to do, it really looks like this dude has really been honestly putting an effort into like bettering things, I guess, for lack of a better word. Well, what I was gonna say, going back to what I thought of deep in thought, is like I've really thought that the world, not just the country or whatever, has been like we're so deep into it and we're so fucked up that I really don't think there's a way that you can now fix it. And I really we're to a point to where one of two things would have to happen to fix it. Either we would have to get hit with another asteroid and be wiped out as a civilization.
Are you talking about the world or just the government?
Yeah, the world in general.
Yeah.
We would have to be wiped out completely and start over again. Or I really think at least 20, at least 19 to 20 generations of people would need to die off. Yeah. And then you would need a small group of people to like basically start over again, because we're not gonna fix it.
Fuck off with that shit, man.
I think at the rate
we are perfectly capable at this point of developing, say, a new economic model. Look, decentralization.
How long have they been trying to do that,
motherfucker? We've been trying at this point for, as far as we know, maybe 300,000 years.
Look, and has it gotten any better?
No. Yes, it is fucking much better, son.
I don't.
Do you understand how like different your life is from your grandparents? And granted, you can argue
I've seen.
It's
I'm not talking
a
about
matter of circumstance.
I'm not talking about the progression that.
Then what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Like as far as like the rights and the people being able to work and not work and shit. I'm talking about like for example, the economy. If you just look at that part of it, like the economy itself has been in the shit for way too long, and it's only getting worse. That's the reason, as into one of the first things that I pointed out was, like, for example, the U.S. deficit or whatever. As far as like the social part of it, and that has flaws, like major flaws within itself. There has been progression on it, but over the past couple of years, I want to say maybe the last 20 years, we've again, personally speaking, I've also felt like I've been seeing that regress instead of progress. But what I'm hoping for is that the regression that I've supposedly seen, I'm hoping that it's just a phase that eventually we're gonna get out of. That's what I'm hoping.
Dude, I think a lot of what, not necessarily just the argument that you're making here, man, but a lot of these fucking doom and gloom arguments, especially recently, don't get me wrong, they've been around forever, but a lot of them are not taking into account the fucking, the peak and trough, fucking, the wave of just existence, man. Like, okay, you know, two steps forward, one step back. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be an issue somewhere at every point along the way. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we are, say, at right now, our government just here in the U.S. just pulled out of a fucking nuclear treaty from the fucking 80s with Russia, man. There's some questions going on right now as to where we stand on our capability to wipe out all human life on the planet, or at least make it real shitty to live here for the next 500 to 2,000 years. So, yes, we're at a weird fucking place, but we're also at a place where people are having a genuine, like, worldwide conversation about how do we as individuals fucking take charge of our own economy, take charge of our own, say, political system in some sense. And I'm not saying a lot of this isn't pie in the sky idealism bullshit, but there is productive conversation taking place right now as to how we take the next step. So, you know, fuck off with your asteroid and your fucking, you know, Jehovah comes down and wreaks the flood upon humanity to cull the wicked bullshit. Like, I feel you. Yes. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and go, you know what? A nice world war might give us something to focus on as a species. But there's a lot of fallout from that. And I think that puts us more
and a world war, another war period would not fix.
What do you mean another war, man? We're fighting wars all the time. We're still in fucking Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
there was just a thing that came out the other day where Trump was talking about pulling the troops back to the exact same level that they were when he got in. I didn't realize we almost doubled the amount of troops fucking deployed in Afghanistan. What the fuck are we still doing in that backwater bullshit, man? Like, we should be able to fire our Pashtun translators at this point because we should be the fuck out of there, man.
But we just don't get
Jesus, you round up the fucking few surviving members of the Taliban, right? And you go, hey, boys, your business.
There's a... We invaded... We did the same thing with Japan and Germany, right?
Uh-huh.
We came in there. We basically took charge, appointed a new leader and all this other stuff. And at that point, those economies flourished. They became big economies. Japan has one of the biggest economies in the Asian area. You know?
And that economy had already started to bounce back by the late 1950s.
Yeah. And it came by pretty fast. Same thing with Germany. We invaded Germany, and Germany, like, we appointed a new president or whatever.
Germany might be a better example because you had the whole issue of the East and West Germany. You know what I mean? The split down the middle between us and the Soviets.
Yeah.
So, okay, if this may be a case in which we're using outdated models, you know.
It was the Soviet side, though. That was because we split it between Russia. Because since Russia helped us with that, they became an ally with us in that Second World War. We split the country in, like, basically two regions, you know. And the Russian side, the Soviet side, was kind of a fucking shitty place to be in. But the other side, the economy was flourishing. I mean, there are a lot of German innovation, German steel shops, mills, and stuff like that were already a thing that existed. We just put the right people back in there, and it did well. Very, you know, so far that I've seen, dude, German, like, engineering, German, like, automotives.
Have you driven a Mercedes lately?
No, like there's
I
Ford.
know what you mean.
Ford bought it out.
No, I got you.
You know,
I know.
like,
I'm just fucking with you.
but yeah, dude, like Germany, the economy in Germany started flourishing. At least,
Right.
even the education in both countries, people started being educated in computers and the stuff that was going to take over the world. You know, mathematics and all this other stuff. Germans are pretty good at math, too. They're like fucking whizzes, dude.
Yeah. Now, granted, they've
Yeah.
lost their minds in other ways. Unfortunately, that hasn't led to war in many a year.
Is Lars von Trier a German?
I don't know if he might be.
Yeah.
I think he might be a Dutchman.
Yeah.
Wait,
But,
what was the question?
Lars von Trier. He's
guy
the
that
director.
made Nymphomaniac and
And
Antichrist.
Those movies that we were talking about that don't make any sense.
Yeah, but the
Well, I mean, we don't have to go back into it, but what I wanted to say, Nymphomaniac makes sense.
Yeah. You liked it?
I like the first two.
Well, the remakes you didn't like?
There was a remake?
Yeah, the second two were remakes. The first two that were like subtitled,
Holy shit.
those were like the originals that he made in, I think, Dutch or
Wait,
whatever.
they were not subtitled?
They had to been because unless you then you watch the
Which ones are the ones on Netflix?
Those are the American ones, the ones that are English.
So then those are the remakes.
Those are the remakes, yeah.
Okay, so I like those.
Yeah.
But I mean, like what we were saying earlier, those are two movies that you need to watch and pay attention.
Yeah.
To, so that you know what the.
I think you were saying last time it took you like a week to watch it or something.
Yeah. Because I kept I kept walking away, but like you really need to sit down and like it's like Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Schindler's List, like you know what it's about, but if you start watching the movie, it's one of those movies that you have to watch and pay attention, because if not, you're gonna get lost. Like fucking not even midway through the movie.
Well, tie it back into Saudi Arabia, dude. I think we're trying to do the same. Not Saudi Arabia. I think we're trying to do the same thing in those countries, dude, in Iraq and Iran and stuff like that. And it's not clicking. We're not finding.
We're trying to shoot a remake without subtitles?
No, we're trying to like appoint someone in that country, give them like innovation and like teach them all this stuff to become like a self-sufficient country, and it's not catching on.
Well, okay.
I think a lot of this has to do with like the Trump backing out of the Iranian nuclear deal.
That is a possibility. Yeah. Consider this though. Since the government that we tried to set up never really gained enough, like, look, they still exist, right?
Yeah.
But there's a reason we went kind of radio silent about the Taliban for a while, and now all of a sudden you're hearing about negotiations. Well, fuck, for the last 10 years, you've been hearing about negotiations with the Taliban because they are still a controlling force in many areas of that country. You know what I'm saying? So they are idealistically opposed to the opium cultivation in the country, right? That was one of their main selling points when they took power back in the 90s, was that we're going to come through as reformers and stop all this wicked, poppy growing and all that shit. But to be honest, one of their major crops, I mean, what was it? Was it a year and a half or 2 years after we invaded? They had a record-setting fucking opium crop or poppy crop.
Yeah, man.
A
lot of people don't see the actual need for poppy in medicine, though. Like, it's not just all recreational drug use.
As we've mentioned before, one of the reasons I was fascinated by that conversation with what was the dude, the ex-narcotic officer that had the interview on Rogan's podcast, where he was talking about Mexico moving to high-quality opium production.
Yeah.
Found that fascinating because for years it was the black tar heroin was, granted I'm not a heroin guy, so I only know this through the historical records.
I like the way you threw that out there. I'm not a heroin guy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Morphine I'll take, but heroin, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not an opiates guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had some very nice opium-based ecstasy before, but my point being is that Mexico was known for they were the bare minimum quality crop for poppies for a long time.
Yeah.
mostly had to do with them not having quite the right climate and seed stock. So the fact that, like, all right, the worldwide production has now shifted from Afghanistan to Mexico for poppies. That's very strange.
I think at this side of and on this region, because it'll make sense that, I mean, Afghanistan and those areas are still producing poppy.
Right.
But I think it's mainly being circulated now, around the European areas.
Would have made great sense if we could have somehow introduced or at least helped foster some sort of political development there, so they had a, say a developed nation state. Though the thing is, as soon as they became a developed nation state, they would outlaw fucking opium, and all of a sudden we'd be back to square one with this shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fuck, dude. I think we're in a strange position here in the U.S. in that we have all these states that have not only large marijuana producing industries, but I mean, we sit at the top of the fucking heap when it comes to quality and quantity.
Yeah. Consumption alone,
consumption and production.
Yeah. The reason being goes kind of back to
dude, you don't hear about fucking what do you call it, Amsterdam at all anymore, man.
No,
it's
dude, it's like a thing of the past. If anything, dude, Amsterdam has bunk ass weed now. Like it's not.
And there are a lot of heads that would tell you they always had bunk ass weed.
Yeah, I always meant to make it over there. I would still like. Well, no, I'll take it back. I was gonna say I'd still like to go.
Yeah.
But then I don't ask me how I forgot. But I now remember that California has recreational weed.
Yeah.
So no, we don't have to go that far.
Nah, dude.
Yeah,
not even, bro. You could go to Arizona.
I'd rather go to California.
You'd rather go to California.
Yeah. Have you ever had California weed?
Yeah, dude.
Point is, we're now having very awkward international conversations with all these people that, we as a nation historically convinced to, and to anybody that shits on California weed, fuck you. That is some of the best. I mean, hey, look, man, I'm going to let Colorado and California argue that shit out. I sit over here in Texas enjoying the fruits of their labor.
That's what I was about to say. The only other one that comes close to like the quality of the California weed is Denver. Like nobody else is really. I've heard good shit about Washington. But no, man. To me, Denver and California are Denver and California are up there.
Yeah,
it's like Richard Pryor and Red Fox.
I think like Northern California, Oregon, or like Northern California, Oregon, and like Seattle and all those areas right there in between. I think you're pretty much looking at the same, probably like subspecies of weed growing out there, like especially outside. Because like indoor, you can be looking at anything indoors, if you're cultivating indoors and you're growing it indoors.
And if you're ever out in California and you want to get really good high-grade weed, make sure you find somebody in Santa Monica on the beach.
On the beach? Nah, dude.
They'll get you blow for days.
This one guy named Charlie. He's got an eye patch.
I'm not going to tell you who.
1 foot missing.
Yeah.
Rides a skateboard.
And I was going to say he's in a wheelchair, but he can actually walk. Yeah. He's just too lazy.
The wheelchair's to lull you into a sense of security.
I'm a big fan of
y'all remember that character in Training Day that Snoop Dogg played?
Yeah, the one in the wheelchair.
All right, that character does exist. So just go looking for him. But what you said? What?
I'm a big fan of what Las Vegas is doing with its weed. They have like these big old like marijuana clubs where it's like a ranch and a resort.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Dude, did that come out on an episode of Drugs Inc.?
No, I don't think so. I saw it on that 2 Chainz episode of in Vice on the world's
what are they
expensive.
Called? They have but they're called Bud and Breakfast, right?
Have y'all heard of those shit? Some of them are like that. Bud and Breakfast.
Have you heard? Yeah, you heard of the Bud and Breakfast, man?
They have some in Colorado too.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Hell yeah. They have one of the biggest resorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was opened by these two
Canada too, dude.
Yeah,
they have like
this old white.
Shout out to those crazy Canucks. They fucking legalized.
Yeah, man, nationwide, bro. Now, if you look on, I was looking at what's it called? What are they called? I'm blacking out. But those rentals that you get online, dude, like a house, you rent a house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, there's a lot of
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnbs. There's a lot of Airbnbs that are specifying no weed shall be smoked in my house. But if it doesn't mention it, like it's just fair ground to like smoke.
I will hit a vape pen in your bathroom with the vent fan on.
Well, you can't really smell the vape, and if you do, it'll go away in a minute.
I've hit a few that definitely had a lingering, probably a little bit too much of the terpenes in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my point being is, man, we're at a time of change in that, like, we're having multiple conversations and at multi-angled, variables and all this shit, in the sense that you have to be mindful that, like, your singular focus, regardless of what it be, whether it's your own personal economic gain or if you're trying to do the, grand gesture, let's stand up and change society in some way for the better. Or if you, want to be a maniacal bastard and, change society for the worse for your own economic gain. Either way, you need to be paying attention to a much broader picture at this point in time. And we're failing ourselves on education. Not only ourselves, but let's say on the species, level, man. Like, not only the 14-year-old having to drop out of school, in some Mexican, mountain town, but also.
All I was trying to say with that, man, is that those people turn out to be better wives. That's all the fuck. That's all the fuck.
Oh, we're going back to that old conversation where Freddy's going to take a fucking bus trip down to the mountains and just hike around.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just a lost American tourist.
Fuck yeah, I'm not
show
afraid.
me your homely ways.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say it, man. Them bitches today, man, they ain't got no manners.
You go up to a household. Which one of your daughters makes the best tortillas?
Word. That's exactly what you're gonna ask.
All right. I'm gonna give you 5 roosters, 2 pigs.
Do you and I'm gonna take Sean with me because they love white boys. So we're like, yeah, my friend needs one too. But any of these bitches know how to cook gluten free?
Is corn gluten free? Corn? No.
Yeah. Well, it's got its own protein. Gluten protein, but it's wheat gluten that fucks me up, I'm assuming.
Just as long as she's making those corn tortillas.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. So that's all. That's all. I was
Once she starts cooking up the cockroaches in your house, dude.
I'm picturing like some Cinderella shit where you just like going down the line and like you pick up like one tortilla and it kind of like starts cracking. You're like, no.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I know of this one couple.
Yeah.
He's 26 now, and she's 22. But they met. He was however old, and I think she was 17, right? But she's from Mexico, and for the most part of her life, she was raised on a ranch and like somewhere in the mountains. Shit. They've been living here now for 7 years now, 6 years, something like that. And I talk to them, not on a regular basis, but I talk to them enough to where, like, every time that you hear her speak, like, she'll tell you how crazy she feels that the outside world around her is. Like, the thing that trips me out about her is that she still does not understand how women are so disrespectful to men here. She's like, I don't get it. She's like, I don't get how they're so.
This is like your wet dream, bro. I think this is like I think you're just telling me one of your fantasies.
Yeah,
now.
bro. I like. No, I mean, not man, because she's my friend's wife. But, yeah. But I like this whole time that I'm listening to her talk, and then I look at this motherfucker, and I'm like, dude, you better not fuck this up. Don't fuck this up, because you're not gonna find another like this in 2019. You're not gonna find another bitch like this. You're really not. But yeah, I mean, going back, I was just saying, going back to I'm pointing out the fucking difference.
Okay, well, let me throw this at you, man. If that is what you're looking for, man, what you're going for, where would be the environment here?
We just had a whole conversation about
No, but you're talking about like, okay,
the mountains.
Okay, yeah. So you got to go down to Mexico in the mountains and find you some girl and cook tortillas proper. What I'm trying to say is, though, man, what is the situation in which we can, here locally, imbue ourselves with the What are we doing wrong here, man? In your mind,
everything.
Pornography, the sinning, the eating of the carbs.
There's a lot, man. But to generalize it down, again, it goes back to the parents. I think today's modern parents do not give enough. I know this is gonna sound cliche, but please understand me. We don't give a fuck about morals anymore. We just don't.
Okay, like, but how do we incentivize that?
What do you mean before I answer that? What do you mean exactly?
How do you... Okay, look, I was just listening to a conversation, great one, with Thaddeus Russell, and I cannot for the life of me remember the other guy's name. Stephen Hicks might be the guy's name, Canadian professor. And they were having a conversation about does a free, say... does a free society need some form of postmodernism to have a conversation about liberty? Does it provide any productive content to the conversation? And they got to the point to talk about the difference between, say, a moral and a this wasn't the word they used, but like a principle, an ethic almost. It's like, look, I can make a choice for myself in the sense that, like, I think this is the way I should conduct myself. This is the ideal behavior model that I should adopt. But whereas a moral sense is almost like I will hold others up to this standard. So you start throwing out, like, what is, like, we don't have any morals. Okay. You can't really force a moral structure upon a civilization in the society that we have.
Exactly. You
but what I'm saying is, how do we incentivize the formation of ethics?
From the beginning, we go back to the same conversation, and this might be where we disagree because I'm
not talking about generalities though, man. I mean, like, specifics, like what. Okay. Let's take the educational system. Do we have more schooling, less schooling, more focused schooling, more broad, general schooling?
Again, it goes back. Again, it goes way back to the beginning. You have a kid. Mm-hmm. It's your job as a parent to teach this kid respect. What do I mean? Is you respect somebody, like, and again, the rest of the world does not agree with me. But you have to teach your kid respect to the point of they have to understand the benefit. Mm-hmm. And yes, I'm saying this correctly. They have to understand the benefit of respecting somebody no matter what. What I'm saying is you have to learn to respect people even when they don't respect you back. You know why? Because when you grow up with that mentality and you become an adult, that is how you're able to hold a conversation with somebody that you don't like. And then, even when you don't agree with their point of view,
right,
you've learned to respect them. But people that don't have instilled that in their brain, like that, they're not gonna comprehend that.
Yeah, you're talking like a level 3, level 4 fucking like concept structure there. Whereas, like, how are you trying to instill this from the beginning? Like, ground level, what are you changing about the way that we are interacting with our youngest?
If somebody hits your kid, yeah, and again, people.
That's when my child would pull out the knife that I'd given them and
that's my point.
Stab them in the leg.
That's exactly my point. You don't do that. Dude, that's exactly what you don't do.
We're raising children differently, but I'm not raising children at this point. So, you make your choices. I'll make mine in the future.
And like that. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like that eye for an eye.
Shout out to the ladies trying to raise some survivors out here.
That eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth shit, like, doesn't work.
All right. Well, first of all, anybody smacking my kid, or any kid for that matter, should. And
I'm talking about another kid. If it's a grown person doing this,
no. Kid to kid is a different fucking deal.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm not talking about a grown ass person hitting your kid.
Okay, I thought you were talking like some stranger danger type shit up in here, man.
I'm talking about when a kid has hell no. If another grown ass person touches your kid, you kill him. That's there's no negotiation there.
Okay, you just said somebody hit a kid.
Yeah, my bad. No,
we're clear.
I meant like a kid with a kid. Anyway, point being is that again, these conversations and these teachings are not being had. I was raised in the way, bro, that you try to talk and have a dialogue out of your...
Freddy, we're right on the same level when it comes to this. I understand where you're going. My question again is what at the ground level, in the classroom, in the home, in daily society, what tweaks would you see made to incentivize the formation of these ethics?
When somebody is mean to you?
Motherfucker, don't give me some platitude here. I'm saying, what are you doing with the kid face to face? What are you telling them? What activities are we participating?
When somebody is nice to you,
God damn it, man. These are things you write on a fucking elementary wall down the hallway that the kids then ignore. I'm saying, what is the structure of the behavior?
I think what you're trying to hit at is like taking the privilege away from the kids. Like, don't be so quick to incentivize your kids with like a monetary reward. Like, hey, here's this candy, or hey, here's this toy. You just did what you were supposed to do. You know, like clean your room. Oh, awesome! Here's this toy. Like, don't stop doing that. What are you saying
with that? I don't
stop doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you don't
make him start working.
You know what I'm really, what I'm really against? Participation awards.
Yeah,
I'm really fucking against that.
Okay, I think you're talking about symptoms, not the fucking disease, man. Like, where are we incentivizing? Okay, yes, we have a generation of people who are raising their kids through these fucking weird little fucking reward, fucking hostage negotiation type situations that lead to the kids being self-centered and egotistical. Though there does seem to be a trend with some of the younger generations right now of a pushback against that, you know, the social swing where it's like now the kids are coming up as more, you know, minimalist, almost a more structural mindset, conservative in some sense. You know what I mean? Like you're finding like freshman college kids today are much more conservative than say in the past decades or so. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying though is do we just let this kind of play out, the sense that we just, you know, we talk about the ideas, we go, hey, don't give your kids crap, don't give them participation awards, you know, teach them how to have conversations with people? Do we just keep repeating these things over and over and hope that we get better? Or is there something that we can actively do?
Well, you can't force somebody to do anything like you said earlier, but I think through repetition and example, meaning like leading, like, because when a kid is a kid and he's 3 years old, if whatever he sees at home.
Leo, did you just get bored and bring up this chick who eats scorpions again?
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry.
Just checked out of this conversation.
No, it's just I was still checking into the conversation, but I saw this video and I was like, bro,
I'm gonna watch that.
I had fun last time I watched it.
Crazy.
As long as you're still doing the fucking video production, we're good. Okay, let me throw this at you, man. Is there anything do you think that we could, as a society, maybe? Now, I'm not for censorship in the broad scheme, but is there some, you know, say business regulatory practice in the sense of, you know,
maybe you should tax more on like stuff for kids, like toys and stuff like that, or candies with like cartoon characters. Cereal with like cartoon characters, like tax more for those products so parents would be less like likely to buy them because they're higher tax. You know, like a box of cereals that would have cost you $8. Okay, it's not going to cost you like $15.
And what is this going to cost?
A sin tax model.
A sin tax for kids, dude.
Okay, but what is this? Where's
people are going to stop buying a lot of like crap for their kids. You know, it's going to be more like a mindful thing. Like, fuck, you know, dude, like my kid really went above and beyond, so he really deserves this. Not like hey, I went to the dollar store and I bought all these toys for you. Like, here.
I can see that.
But also, like, with the YouTube videos, man, like, a lot of these kids have tablets, bro. Like,
that's the other thing.
Yeah, they're
that's
being
another
raised
way
by the tablets.
Yeah. That's another way we fucked our generation of kids. Like parents are having children, but they're not being parents. And I know you hear that all the time, but what I mean is what Leo said. You're literally letting technology or tablet, raise your kid. The dinner conversations, I mean, I don't know what yours were like, but the dinner conversations that we had literally at the dinner table when we were kids,
right?
It's not going on right now. Anywhere you even go out in public, Chili's, Applebee's, anywhere, like everybody's just on their fucking phone. And the physical aspect of communication through conversation, not even the, hey man, how you doing? How was school? How was work? Like that's not going on anymore.
Dude,
So,
I feel you, man. I've got maybe one buddy of mine that on a regular basis we sit down and just have like these long fucking conversations anymore. Like most times if I'm hanging out with somebody, at some point I'm gonna, conversation goes a little quiet. You look one way, look back, and all of a sudden they're on their phone.
And the other thing that's really fucking with us, dude, is like, why the fuck do we need to take pictures of everything? Hey right. Man, how you doing? How you doing? Look, let me get a picture real quick. Look, watch Sean. Oh, look, we gonna eat this right here. Yeah, but don't touch it. Let me get a picture. It's like, motherfucker, just put the phone down and eat the fucking meal. This piece of steak, people seen this shit on a plate before. It's not something that they haven't seen or that they're not gonna see again. Can you just leave it alone and eat the fucking thing? Like, I think that act within itself has fucked us as kids and as adults as well. Like, people gotta take a picture of everything. Because now, and I get it, people need validation, people need likes, people need to know that I'm eating a T-bone steak because I want the world to know. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I want the world to know that I can afford it. I want the world to know that I eat steak. I don't get it. Now, if you're eating some foreign food, like, I'm gonna give you an example. If I ever go to like fucking somewhere in Asia and I sit down and I have like a live octopus and I'm about to eat it, I've never eaten that shit before. So yeah, I might take a picture.
Take some pictures of the octopus,
or I'm gonna take a video and I'm gonna post it.
I'm gonna take a video. I'm gonna take a picture of the waitress that brings it to me.
That too, Yeah. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude, but a piece of steak, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what really fucked us as well.
I think if it's a really good photo, I could appreciate that. Like, hey, someone saw like that they played at the plate like in a really like cool way, and they took a photo that complemented.
Well, what's a cool way? You need to explain cool.
Like, they plated it in like a way that's not just like, here's your food, like the side.
But Monterey. They do that everywhere now, bro.
No, they don't, dude.
They do.
There's some places where you go where you're like, dude, this is different, bro. They plated this like, they took their time with this, and you could tell. And you just take a nice photo.
You know another thing that I fucking hate?
What?
It's a thing now that I've seen with people that I know. People are taking pictures of their tabs and they're posting them online.
Are you for real? Like
Why?
A flex?
Huh?
Why?
Thank you. You see, did you see Sean's face? Natural reaction?
Yeah, I got that on camera.
Exactly. Why? So that's my same fucking question. Why?
I'm gonna do a meal like this right here.
Jesus, this lady's ripping crabs in half live.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do that like that. What the lady's doing, and then
this really is planned, bro. Look at her feet. Her feet are way too clean.
She was in the water.
No. Okay, but look, man, this is where I was gonna kind of push back on you a little bit.
How does she not have athlete's foot?
Maybe she just takes care of her feet, man.
Yeah, dude. All right, anyways, go back. Besides, don't pay attention to the lady.
Well, no, I'll use this as an example. Where I'm going with this is like, look, on some level, I am with you in the behavior that is incentivized by, say, some of the structures. I mean, there are conversations going on right now about how we structure social media, how we could structure social media differently so that we did get the benefit from it, in that we are a little more interconnected, and yet without this, the way Facebook has become, where like they're trying to almost make a game out of you keeping in touch with your acquaintance network. It's a very strange thing. And then you've got shit like Snapchat and Instagram where it's like we're going for the bigger and better, and YouTube, and so on some level I'm with you on this argument, but on another level there is part of me that's like glad that we are now documenting so much of the experience of existence that we're only adding to the archive of human knowledge.
Yeah. Like if I ever get curious to see what like Russian life is like, I could go ahead and see that.
Well, dude, look, I'm sure somebody has done exactly what this
let me
before.
I get you. I get you to where
Sauteing
you're going.
live crabs in a
I
pot
get
by
where
a
you're going.
stream.
I get where you're going with that. But let me ask you a question, bro.
What?
From the people that I saw that posted their tabs, and people that I saw that posted their fucking there's the picture of the steak online, bro.
And just be clear, there's no excuse for the tab. The steak I can argue, but
the 20 likes, bro, that they, and I don't know how many likes they got, just for the sake of the example. The 25, 30 likes that they got on that picture, none of them were for another country or another state for that matter. So fuck that argument. It is what I'm saying.
It was from the U.S.?
It not only from, it was from the same fucking area, bro.
Oh, okay.
Somebody in Far liked somebody in Edinburgh. That's my point. So like,
we need to see more people doing what this lady's doing here.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
holy shit, is she just like eating shell and all?
Yep.
Yeah.
She cooked the shell. I think it was a soft shell crab.
Okay.
Yeah, there is people that I found out that there is people that eat everything. You know that?
Like it's
I didn't know that.
I could see boiling it down for like maybe a what's that called, a bouillabaisse type thing, but
like a bisque kind of deal.
let me put it this way, man. Seafood soup is one of those things that is easy to fuck up. Like just that general seafood stew of crab, fish, and all the whatever you're throwing in there, chives, cilantro, fucking potatoes, whatever. Easy to fuck up. But goddamn, that's just one of those things that when it's fucking delicious,
oh yeah,
it's one of those experiences that, as a human being, just speaks to the soul.
Yeah, dude, it kind of like it makes you feel like not just from the content that's hot, but it makes you feel really warm inside. Like fuck, dude, like
what activates
actually
every
happy.
Fucking just like.
It's the savory taste, you know what I'm saying?
It's something. It's with the savory. It's with like the smells.
Yeah,
It's like
it's a trigger to all of your fucking sensors in your body. It's just
wait, hold on.
Even your
dick.
dick.
You guys see that?
What?
Yeah.
When you started talking about sensories and stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah. She did that.
I was like borderline.
Yeah, her overacting in this, just the and all that. Yeah,
I'm just a fan. She should get an award.
To go back real quick, because I do want to throw out a disclaimer about myself about what I did with the pictures and the. Now I'm not gonna say that I've never done it, because I have. But what I want to point out is when Leo said about taking a picture about the way that it's set up and shit like that, that's true. Because I remember the first time I went and they made me a waffle the way that I ordered it. Now given this waffle was a diabetic shock on a plate because I put a lot of shit in it. This was before I went on a diet. This was years ago. And I did take a picture of that. And the reason that I took a picture of that is, again, going to with what you were saying. The way they had actually set up that waffle on that plate. Yeah. It actually did look out of something like a fucking showroom at a food competition type shit. So I did do it because of that. So I have been guilty of that. But ever since I've realized what it does and why I was doing it, and again, I will not be ashamed to admit it. I myself at that time did it because I wanted the likes and the attentions and the views and shit like that.
Right.
So but yeah.
Hey man, look, I've done the vacation photo dump, shit.
But that's different.
And
like
in the moment, you're just like,
when you going on vacation, bro. Like especially and people will shit on this as well. Like when you go out to Louisiana, bro, and you go to New Orleans, but you really go to New Orleans. I don't mean Bourbon Street, and you see the beautiful places that New Orleans still has to offer. It's nice, man. the culture. When you take pictures of culture, when you take pictures, like that's cool.
Okay, I remember a few years back, Windows was, or Microsoft, I should say, was demonstrating a project they were working on that was going to essentially do. It was going to what's the troll? No, that's not the right word. Troll. Anyway, it was going to go across the internet and find pictures of like real life locations and basically assemble these in a way that was going to allow them to build these 3D like collage images of different places. So you'd be able to say like Google Earth kind of has at this point, where you can like actually go down and see the buildings and kind of 3D semi, type of shit, street view. Only you'd be able to see it at any time of day, various, this image from like the 1980s, this image from just yesterday type of shit. And the idea of everybody that goes there. Now, granted, you get like someplace like the Leaning Tower of Pisa where everybody stands in the same place and does the same fucking big dick joke every fucking time. But you also get people that are just shooting these things from different angles and coming at it from a different, mindset. So you get these original, unique images of almost cliched picture locations. You feel me? What I'm saying? So, yeah, there is an argument to be made for the vacation photo dump, but there's also an argument to be made for the steak. Again, the tab, fucking ridiculous. If you're out there doing that shit, I hope your credit card number gets stolen, you dumb fuck.
I'm gonna flex with the $1 tab.
That, you know what, bro? It's funny that you say that because that shit pissed me off.
Out here tipping on some soda water.
Yeah. People like that pissed me off so much that I even thought of doing, and again, because there's people that know that I'm a comedian or I'm supposed to be funny or whatever. I thought of doing a fucking, on the flip side, I thought of like getting the shittiest fucking like receipt that I've ever fucking paid and taking a picture of it. Yeah, like balling on some TikToks. You know what I mean?
Out here, breath stinking.
But yeah, man, fucking people taking a picture of their tabs. That shit's fucking, it's ridiculous.
I love this little game that the photographer, we're still watching this lady fucking go through streams somewhere in, where is this, like Indonesia, Southeast Asia?
Probably, yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
point being,
I'm not gonna lie, man. This chick is pretty hot.
I'm saying she's out here in a Ferrari and she's playing like this game of chicken with the cameraman about like, whoop, is she gonna flash the camera?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking.
This is working on.
Lot, yeah.
Kudos to the production here, man. Like there is working on a lot of levels.
There's a lot of sexual tension going on with the way that she eats the food.
Oh, man,
what she's wearing.
What she's wearing.
Look, people talk about love.
Those neatly shaved legs.
Not only that, dude.
Those neatly taken care of.
You can't
feet.
automatically assume that those are shaven legs.
Those
well, you can tell, bro.
Shots. Look at
are
that.
you looking at razor bumps,
bro? This chick. What I'm saying is,
she got the sideburns going on, but I don't see like any upper lip hair. I'm not seeing any forearm hair here.
Like for what she's doing and what they're cinematically trying to make you think. Like they're really trying to make you think that this bitch is out there. Like fucking, this is how she lives.
Look, I'm not saying
like,
she doesn't have her nails did. I'm just saying like I'm not. I don't have any evidence to assume from the videos that we've watched that she's got them hairy legs.
Look at those hands, bro.
And no hate on some hairy legs. Look, ladies.
Those hands right there, bro. They're well taken care of.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this bitch is not fooling me.
She's very clean.
She's not fooling me, bro.
Nah, dude.
I would fuck the shit out of those feet.
I think she actually does this, not every day, but maybe like routinely, like.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's not moving an amateur out here.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a production.
Yeah, dude. Someone tells her, hey, just do this. I'm saying. Do it again. I gotta get this angle.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some motherfucker with a stick and some fucking stomping boots goes through to make sure there's no snapping
I wouldn't
turtles.
be surprised, dude, if this is in America and their husband is an American and just has her out here doing all these videos for him.
Just out in the backyard.
Yeah. All right, baby.
That is a big ass backyard. If that's a backyard,
I'm just picturing like gold chain and like open chest, hairy shot, just like
looking real Miami and shit.
Fuck yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yes.
Yeah, like Carl.
Like Carl, if he came into some bank and porn production.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, ladies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, eat that scorpion.
With that fucking pole, dude. Fuck. I like that show.
My Natural Life. That's what this show is called.
Maybe we should write to her, dude. Maybe she could like
Maybe she can sponsor us.
not sponsor us, dude, but maybe we could do like a video like interview with her, like a Skype interview. Be like, hey, we watch, we fuck with your show, we're fans.
Hey.
If you can get a hold of her, I promise.
All right. First of all,
I promise not to try to fuck her.
Right.
are you on? Again, this isn't on camera, so anybody who's just listening to this or even watching this has no idea what we're talking about. But the are you on your YouTube account, or is this the Bouncing Brains account?
Bouncing Brains account.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. We're going to throw an official Bouncing Brains subscribe to what's the name of this channel?
My Natural Life. Everybody check it out.
Shout out to this crazy broad.
Hashtag they don't make him like this anymore.
Exactly. And she's hot.
Yeah.
Hashtag Freddy will travel for old-fashioned gals.
Definitely. And you can tell that this bitch can make a real good homemade fucking hot sauce, bro.
Look at that. Dude.
Oh yeah. She looks like the type that would inadvertently burn your asshole out. Just
you know
like,
what,
she'd
bro?
be like,
Let's create a GoFundMe account so that I could travel to meet this bitch. What if she's really single, bro?
Dude, is this like your dream broad, then, dude?
Yes, dude. I have a full-fledged kitchen without an oven. Well, it's not full-fledged.
Hey, she all she needs is a backyard, bro, and some rocks.
Yeah, bro. She can make miracles out of just fucking...
With a snail, dude. She's gonna have you eating some weird stuff like penis fish.
Dude.
But you know what, dude?
I can teach her about some Mexican
you bring her,
shit.
yeah, you bring her to the wilds of South Texas, and you go, next thing you know, in a week she'll be like,
feeding you pigeon.
how you like this javelina dick? Like, damn, I didn't know that was a thing.
Baby, don't tell me what it is. I already told you. Like, you had me eat that possum. Don't tell me what it is. Just feed me.
Just feed me. I'll stay out of the kitchen.
Or just let me watch you eat, baby, please.
I'm not gonna lie, those snails actually look good.
Yeah, dude, they do.
Like, fuck that like weak ass French bullshit. This is some. Those got some.
You know
meat
what
in 'em.
know what I just noticed, man?
What?
Whether this is fake or not, but what she's cooking,
Yeah.
she's actually eating.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think you
yeah.
can. I don't think you can fake that.
No, you can't fake that.
I think maybe like it's a time lapse of how long it took her to cook it, but
No, but this is really going down, is what I'm saying.
And to be fair, like kind of push back against Freddy trying to say this might be some bunk ass shit right here. Like, you go those close up shots of the face, you can see like she's been out there in the sun doing some shit. Don't be wrong, hands look nice, but you can fix that up with some fucking lotion. Like, look, she got a little rosacea going on.
she's real. Shout out to all those real girls out there.
Much love.
Cooking real food.
Cooking.
I'm looking for these bitches out here eating snakes,
Yeah, for real,
snails. What you know about scorpions, girl?
If they're not wearing a skirt while they're doing it,
I love
They're
that.
not
She
doing
spilled
it
some
right,
hot
bro.
sauce on her ankle. She didn't even go for it. She just like, fuck it.
look at that.
Now she's
That
gonna
belly
rest,
rub
bro.
at the end.
I
That
know,
belly
dude.
rub sells it.
Yeah, bro.
The satisfaction, the slow cutaway with the camera. It's good stuff.
Shout out to My Natural Life, man.
I know.
I was gonna say, Freddie, do you feel any say a sense of silver lining type optimism in say these channels like what is it, Primitive Living, where the dude has just been slowly building up this weird little like Neolithic campsite for like the last 2 years. There's those dudes.
They're just doing it for views, though.
Well, they're doing it for views, but a lot of people are watching this shit. And people are actually
And they're getting what they wanted.
okay.
That's my point.
Okay, they're getting what they're wanted, but I'm saying there's an interest there in like a large portion of the societal psyche.
Sean, I'm not going out in the middle of the fucking jungle if that's what you're
I'm not
implying.
saying. I'm just saying people are actually considering the more basic elements of existence on this planet. I don't think we've completely disassociated from ourselves as a species, and there are a lot of the arguments, say in the sense of, the whole social media and, what we're doing as a society, how we're participating in this game with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That does seem to want to point towards a disassociation where we're, somehow we've lost touch with what it means to be a human being in the world. Did she just hit a frog with another frog?
Yeah,
with a rock.
No, with a rock.
We're at the 2-hour mark.
I think this is a place to cut it off, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I was about to say though, I really thought she threw the fucking frog at the frog. It's like that whole meme about I'm gonna beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
She has great fucking damn. She has great fucking aim too. She hit that from afar.
Yeah.
On the first shot.
I almost wish they'd done the wide shot so you could see the whole follow through with one.
Jackie Robinson. She's like.
She straight up brained that frog.
I know,
it's like,
dude.
oh, look, a flat rock. Bang!
That's your death. She's like, well, I got one big motherfucker. I just need two because I'm hungry.
She had another frog.
Nah, she had those were rocks.
Oh, she threw the rock. I thought she had, okay.
To kill the frog. And
I thought I saw her pick up a frog at one point before this.
No, one of those rocks looked like a frog, though.
I do like the way she's like committing to the scene. Like she moves those plants out of the side. Like there's not a camera sitting behind it. Like there could be a frog here. Yeah, I know there's a camera there, but there could be a frog. I almost want to believe that she's doing what's that Survivor Man? The guy that would go out and record himself.
Yeah.
That dude's fascinating. I cannot for the life of me remember his name at the moment.
Not Bear Grylls, because Bear Grylls would just go home, go to this hotel and fuck prostitutes.
I still appreciate Bear Grylls in the sense that like he went out there and made some of that shit look. The one with fucking Will Ferrell, by the way, hilarious.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
But he made that shit look easy.
She's gonna fuck him up. Oh
no, she's putting it there to keep him there. Like, hey, no, you're not moving.
Stay put, motherfucker.
I need to go get my grinder.
Respect to the frog, dude. I thought she'd already fucking killed that motherfucker. Or maybe the rock was to keep somebody else from taking it.
Maybe.
So my frog. But okay, we've gone down this rabbit hole many a time. I believe we may be visiting
My Natural
Life again. Once again.
In the future.
I can dig a sorry. Or a sarong, I believe that actually might be. Ooh. Damn. Takes me right back to biology class.
She's
just
a player, bro.
Dissecting that frog.
She's a player in the game of life. Look at that.
All right, so this is a good way to wrap it up.
Freddy, give them your socials.
You can find me across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Freddy G.
You can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com as well as hatfieldstandup on Facebook and Twitter. You can find the audio version of this podcast at shoutengine.com/bouncing brains. You can listen to new episodes premiering every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 to 9 a.m. at rgvtitanradio.com. You can find us on the Stitcher and Google Music Play apps. You can get in touch with us. Jesus.
God damn, Sean, you all right?
Was it the frog?
It went sideways.
No, just one of those like dry spots in the throat.
Yeah.
It's like that one little fucking segment of throat just goes, I'm gonna be dry right now. It just caught me. Yes, you can get in touch with us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter and Instagram. This has been cool.
Keep it tight.
Peace out.